You don't have to spend a fortune to get some really great and really useful everyday carry and travel gear, and to prove it, here are 20 items all available from Amazon that are budget but brilliant. I love everything on this list, but don't just take my word for it, because every item featured here has achieved over 70% 5-star ratings on Amazon, and in my experience that is a sign of a great product. And as always, if you want to know more about any item featured, I'll have Amazon links to everything in the description below. So without further ado, and in no particular order, let's get into it. The great thing about this Tomtoc Sling Bag is that you get a great looking affordable bag with very few compromises. It's incredibly well made, really lightweight at 260 grams and extremely durable. It's made from waterproof tough cordura, and we have here white KK zippers for secure and long-lasting use, and there are lots of other well thought out details here too. For example, in this front pocket we have this key strap, and even the hardware on the end is metal, which is a nice detail, along with the colour choice here. In here we have a couple of other smaller pockets too. Then we have the main pocket here. This is divided into two halves, and the divider has a couple of elasticated pockets in here as well, so plenty of scope for organisation. And then on the back here we have another compartment, a little bit flatter, so ideal for things like passports or perhaps a wallet, and so that keeps your valuables close to the body. The straps here are really wide for comfort, and we've got here Duraflex hardware. The clip here is more traditional than some of the magnetic options we see on the competition, but it works really well. And to be honest, you don't really need to undo this in general use, I've found. And you'll see here the strap comes out the top, this side of the bag, and out the side here. And if we see this worn on the body, you can see when it's round to the front, that means it's in a horizontal position, so you can access all the pockets more easily. And then when we move it round to the back, you can see it sits more vertically and is really comfortable. So a really nice, really well made bag. And to top things off, you get a choice of colours too. Paper tends to mush when it gets wet, but not the paper in Rite in the Rain notebooks. So this is not only perfect for note taking in damp and wet conditions and for outdoor use, but also for longer term preservation of your notes when stored. The paper will repel sweat, grease and mud, and can even go through the wash. Standard ballpoint pens will work when the paper is dry. Pencils work well in all weathers, and an all-weather pen like a Fisher Space Pen is ideal. There are lots of options here, but these mini notepads, which are 3 1/4 by 4.5 inches, are ideal for everyday carry. They have 24 pages, but are only 1/8 of an inch thick, so they don't take up much space or weight at just 24 grams, and they come in a pack of 3 for under £10. This is the Tombow Airpress Pen, a fantastic ball pen from a respected pen maker, and such good value for what it offers. The ink becomes pressurized when you press the clicker, so it can write at any angle, including upside down. It has a great rubberized grip, a lanyard hole, and a really practical pen clip which opens wider than any I've seen, with a rubber grip at the end so you don't lose it. Refills are available, it writes well and is amazingly lightweight at just 23 grams, and if all that wasn't enough, it's addictively clicky. And you have a choice of colours too. The perfect pen for everyday carry and outdoors. A carabiner is great for attaching things to your bag, but the Heroclip goes that extra mile and transforms into a hook so that you can hang your gear when you don't want to put it on the ground. You even have a little rubberized hook point here to ensure it doesn't slip off. Hang your bag onto the table edge in a cafe to keep it off the floor and keep it where you can see it. Or what if you need to visit a public loo? You definitely don't want to put your bag down on the, shall we say, wet floor. So use your Heroclip to hang the bag on the back of the door. If you're out walking, keep your bag off the ground and mud and hang it on a tree branch instead. You get the general idea. It's available in 4 sizes. Here we have the mini and the small. I use the small for my work pack and the mini to hang up my toiletry bag when traveling. And there's also a medium and a large size for bigger and heavier gear. If you find yourself constantly moving keys and tools around on your various keyrings, then this might be just what you need. This is the Nite SB Micro Lock, and it's a small S-shaped carabiner, but with the very useful addition of this twist lock here. This is very easy to use and make sure that your keys are easy to move but secure when you need them to be. Now you might think this is unnecessary, but it's worth pointing out that I have experience of the non-lock-in versions twisting open quite easily like this. So go for these to be safe and secure and still have an easy way to quickly remove keys and tools from your keyring when needed. This is the new NU25 from Nitecore. The original NU25 has been my favourite headlight for some time, and this one is even better. Dual beam for spot and flood, better battery life up to 45 hours on a single charge at 6 lumens. It's also brighter at 400 lumens and has a better range at 64 meters. We have a battery indicator, we've got USB-C charging, more modes than the original, and dual red LEDs that give an improved range and preserve night vision. This is the ultralight version with the traditional headband now replaced with a glow in the dark and reflective shock cord to reduce weight and bulk, and the total weight here is just 45 grams. If keeping weight down is important to you, then you won't find a better headlight in my view at any price. Power banks are super useful and I wouldn't go far without one, primarily for keeping my phone charged when things don't go to plan. And for this type of use case, I'm happy if it will fully charge my phone once, and for most phones, a 5000 mAh capacity bank should do it. And for me, it also needs to be compact and lightweight, features which usually serve to push up the price. This is the Anker Ultra Compact, although if it was me, I would have probably called it the Anker Quite Compact. And the capacity here is 5200 mAh, and we have here both USB-A and C outputs, both of which can be used at once, and a maximum power output of 12 watts, which is not what you call fast charging, but perfectly respectable for this application. It also has a trickle charge mode for the very low power devices like your rechargeable earphones. It's a great combination of capacity, size and weight. This thing weighs just 128 grams, and coming from Anker, a well-respected brand in this sector, the sub £20 price point makes it very hard to beat. Victorinox offer great value knives, particularly in Europe where they're made and there is lots of choice. The Bantam Alox here is a great combination of price and practicality. The Alox aluminium scales look great and provide a very thin form factor at just 6mm, making this one of the slimmest Victorinox knives you can buy. It has a minimal single layer but two very practical tools. The blade is the first one, and the blade size here is really practical. Imagine, for example, cutting up an apple. The very small and more affordable Victorinox knives make this task quite difficult, which is why I've gone for this larger blade. And the combination tool here is one of the most useful. We have here a bottle opener and also a can opener. Then we have a flathead screwdriver and Phillips on the end here. And this also doubles up as a really useful pry tool. And we've got a wire stripper in here as well. At just 29 grams, you'll hardly know you have it until you need it, and then you'll be glad you do. When it comes to choosing a budget flashlight, there are going to be some compromises: size, features, and power, for example. But you don't have to compromise on quality or usability, as we can see here with this Olight 1R2 Pro. You have here a great quality, fully waterproof anodized aluminium keyring flashlight weighing in at just 22 grams. It has two power levels, 5 lumens, which still offers a usable light level, which can run for a very respectable 12 hours on a single charge, and a very bright 180 lumens, which is good for around 20 minutes of continuous use. Simplicity is key with this light. There's no learning curve or multiple switch presses to remember, so anyone can use it straight out the box. You simply twist it to bring it on at the low level, and then twist it a bit more to bring it on at the high level. Simply unscrew it and the USB-C charging port pops into view, and it can be fully charged in an hour and a half, and the charging light shows when it's fully charged, going from red to green. I always carry a small flashlight with me, and this one is a great option. I'm a big fan of Maxpedition gear, and I find I usually gravitate to their pouches when looking for something to hold one of my various kits, and that's because they are really well made and they open fully flat with everything visible and everything neatly held in place so you can see what you have and access it quickly. There's lots of attention to detail here, like this YKK zip and zip pull here. pouch on the front, grab handle here, keyring loop in there. And I think Maxpedition pouches are particularly good value. This one is the Micro. It's the smallest in the range and comes in at £21. If you're traveling light, and especially if you're flying with carry-on luggage, you will have limitations on liquids. Now, solid soap can be a great alternative to liquid shower gels as it weighs less and generally lasts longer, and therefore leaves more room in your liquids bag for other things. The problem is, where do you put that damp, slimy soap when you're on the move? And the answer is this from innovative travel company Matador. It's like a mini dry bag, and your soap goes in there, and then you roll down the top here and then clip that securely in place. It's like a mini dry bag with a fold over waterproof top that folds to the size of the soap to keep everything compact. But the really great feature is the dry through technology, which is a one-way moisture barrier, so the soap quickly dries on the inside without getting anything wet on the outside. Super lightweight, compact and practical, and no more slimy soap. And it's good for lush shampoo bars too, or so I'm told. This is the InCharge X, and this always has a place in one of my Get Me Out of Trouble kits. It's effectively 6 cables in one keyring sized package, primarily for charging your devices, but it can also be used for data syncing too. We have here USB-A and also USB-C on the input, and then we have Lightning, micro USB and USB-C on the output. It can cope with fast high current charging and also with fast data transfer if needed. It's really nicely made, utilizing quality wiring and components, and it's held together with magnets. And carrying one of these means you'll never forget your cables again. If you are traveling, camping, on the road, or simply like to eat at work, nothing spoils a meal like crap cutlery. This award-winning Magware cutlery is a great portable cutlery solution. It is full-sized and made with quality T6 aluminium, which makes it strong but super lightweight, only 56 grams for the set. And importantly, it's also extremely compact, thanks to the embedded magnets holding everything securely in place. And it doesn't take 10 minutes to screw a load of pieces together like a lot of other compact cutlery options. And if all that wasn't enough, there are various colour options to choose from, and it comes with this case, which is made from recycled plastic bottles. This is something I always take with me when traveling. It's a backup backpack that is very lightweight at just 105 grams, and it folds into this. This is perfect if you plan to do a bit of shopping when out and about and don't fancy carrying a full-size pack with you everywhere you go. It's also a great emergency bag, particularly good for kids and wives who say they don't need a bag with them, but then actually do. So when they say, can you just put this in your bag? You can say no, but you can put it in this one. And it looks flimsy, but Osprey know what they're doing, and this holds plenty and is comfortable to carry. I've had this one now for a couple of years. I've used it a lot and it's still going strong. This is the ResQMe Escape tool, and this one could save your life. I always keep one of these within easy reach in the car, and it's designed to break toughened glass so you can get out the car in an emergency if the doors can't open, which is often the case after an impact. You press this end here into the corner of the glass and a spring-loaded hardened pin does the rest. We also have here a recessed sharp blade to cut through seat belts if they become jammed. And the clip here allows this to be attached to a keyring or a part of the car where it can be grabbed in a hurry. And I should mention that this won't work to break windscreens, which are laminated rather than toughened. This is the sort of thing that could also help if you come across an accident where people might be trapped. So at £10, this is an easy one to put on the list. Again, I have these in several of my kits, because if I lose my glasses, I'm in big trouble. And by that, I mean I can't see anything on my phone but a load of blurred colours. And for me, that is bad news. So here are some affordable glasses, the size of a credit card, that weigh virtually nothing, that can be carried almost anywhere. And they work really well. They come in a case, but I usually put them in a Ziploc bag or something similar to keep the bulk to an absolute minimum. They don't have arms, and although they stay on the nose pretty well without being painful, I only really carry these for emergency use. So for me, these are a no-brainer. Someone made me aware of this Minimo pen in the comment section some time back. It's a super thin but actually very usable ballpoint pen. It's 91mm long and about 3mm thick and can fit down the spine of notebooks when nothing else will, or in my case it can fit in my wallet. There is always somewhere this pen will go, so you are never without one, and they don't come much more lightweight than this at just 2 grams. It comes with a small credit card size holder and is equipped with this small pocket clip here too. To use it, you just push on the end here to bring the nib out and then push this on the side here to retract it. Small, well made, lightweight, and means you'll never be without a pen again. This is the Keysmart Nano pocket clip. Now, if like me, you carry a pocket knife and or a small flashlight or torch, you might also be like me and want easy access to those without rummaging around amongst your loose change and general pocket junk. If that is you, then this is what you need. This solves all those issues in one fell swoop. I've used these every day now for years and they just work. A dry bag can save the day, keep wet gear from making all your other gear wet, or keep your gear dry when everything around you is getting wet. And like most things that are worth carrying, this needs to be lightweight and compact, otherwise you won't carry it. And this one is, it weighs just 43 grams and unlike most dry bags folds up really small. And if you're into water sports and already use a dry bag, then this is a great super lightweight option, which makes it perfect for traveling. And speaking of traveling, if you plan to fly, then you will know that any liquids in your hand luggage are restricted and need to be in a see-through bag that is also restricted. These bags here take the guesswork out of getting one the right size. They have a triple ziplock so they stay closed and don't leak, and they are tough so they don't break when you cram them full of stuff, and actually so well made I've used one regularly as my toiletry bag when traveling light. Get this right before you travel and you'll have one less thing to think about. A lot of the gear featured here can be found in one of my various Get Me Out of Trouble kits, and if you want to see what they're all about, then just click this link here. So there you have it. I hope that's been useful. Thank you as always for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.